I want to talk about my son. His name is Andrew. He's 6 years old, going to be 7 this year. He was diagnosed with autism at 18 months. Hello everyone, my name is Angel Sandoval. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. If you're new to my channel, I make these videos weekly in hopes that they encourage you. Right now I have a sick mama bear and little guy could be getting sick. He had a fever this morning. I prayed, Lord, please take this away from him, and no fever so far, but he's just been laying down all day. Was up all night, so if you could keep them in your prayers, would much appreciate it. Mama, she's been out for about a week now, just a horrible cough. It's not COVID, but it's just kind of this weird thing that that's been lingering on, so thank you for that. I want to talk about my son. His name is Andrew. He's 6 years old, going to be 7 this year. He was diagnosed with autism at 18 months, and I'm sure you've seen some videos where I post of him either on Instagram or sometimes here on YouTube. Andrew is doing really well. You could never say because one child's on the spectrum, there's another child on the spectrum, they're going to be alike. Just like a fingerprint, we're all different individuals. We have different personalities, personas. You just never know what a child's going to be like on the spectrum. For the most part, Andrew does really well. He just has challenges with being verbal. He has challenges with expressing himself. Andrew loves Legoland. So we were on our Legoland trip earlier this year. Mama Bear was changing him, and I really have to thank Legoland for being an autistic-friendly theme park. They really help in a lot of areas, and they have this little special area in the back of the park where you can feed your child, change them, whatever you need to do. It's like a private area. And so anyway, Mama's back there changing him. This one lady comes in to the back of in that area because there's like a bathroom there. Now I show up a few minutes after, and I see Andrew's mom talking to this young lady, and the lady looks at me. How many of you guys believe in divine appointments? Because I do. I really do. And I believe this was a divine appointment because the lady looks at me and she goes, "You must be Daddy." And I said, "I am." She goes, "You have a wonderful son." And then she puts her hand on my shoulder like she knew me, like she knew what I was troubled with. Because all of us have questions, right? I may question, Lord, why this? Why me? Why did this happen to my son? Some of us question our lives. Why did this happen? Why did this sickness come? Or why did these financial burdens are coming, and you have questions? Well, God's listening. I want to tell you that He's listening, because this lady said, "I want you to know he's going to be okay." Even though I know he is, hearing it from someone that didn't know me just really solidified that God is listening, and he does hear my fears. He does hear our fears, guys. And so Andrew doesn't go with anyone, and she grabs him by the hand and says, "Come with me, Andrew." I said, "He doesn't really go." And before I could get done speaking, she shushed me and said, "Come on, Andrew." And Andrew looks at her like he's known her all his life, because he doesn't go with anyone. And he grabs her hand and she takes him walking. I call this my Willy Wonka experience. For those of you who have never saw Willy Wonka, I encourage you to watch it. It's a great, great movie. And I'm talking about the old one with Gene Wilder, not this new one. But anyway, she takes us to this room, and none of the staff, as we're walking to this like special area, is questioning this lady. They're not saying, "Hey, where you going with these people?" None of that. She basically just opens this door, tells me, because I'm videoing Andrew witnessing, holding this lady's hand, as you saw, but then she tells me, "You can't video back behind this door, Dad." And so respectfully, I turn the phone off. She opens this door, and there's photographs everywhere of the owners of Legoland, the son, like pictures from the 60s, 70s, or whenever it opened, all the way till like now, and she's in all of them. They were literally everywhere, and there's a small desk, but then there's like this other door she leads us to. And if you've ever been to Legoland, there's like this place that you can walk and see the little Lego machines making Legos, like a little tour with your family. She actually takes us to where now we're behind the glass wall, like we're in this machine factory setting. She makes a special one-of-a-kind colored Lego for Andrew and lets him pull it out of the machine, and I have it to this day. And I just started weeping at this point, because Andrew didn't do well at Disneyland. He just freaked out with every ride. Small World even kind of made him just to where he wouldn't want to get on the rides again, but for some reason he feels comfortable here, so this has kind of been where we've been going. Long story short, he loves it. He's with this machine. Loud noises aren't messing with him. He's just really into this young lady. And then she tells me her name is Renarte, and that she's been there since the park's opened, and she knows all of the directors. Turns to find out she's one of the main people of Legoland and was there for all of their different parks opening, from Florida to California to even the one out overseas. And so it just really blew me away that we're now having a VIP tour with a lady that was there from the beginning at Legoland. But that wasn't even the half of it. She worked with Andrew. I could just go on and on of all the miracles that happened. She let him build his own Legos. She gave him collectible Legos. But then she tells me, for you, Dad, I have a message. And this isn't for me, guys. It's for all of us. I want you to find the positive in everything. He needs you. That little boy needs you. He needs you strong. He needs you to be here. And he also needs you and the way you think about life, the way you see your future. If you're not seeing it with a positive attitude, it's not gonna work. She basically just told me, you need to see the positive in everything, no matter how bad it looks. Guys, there's days where I don't feel like I'm functioning. And I know some of you feel that way. Some days you just feel like you're not gonna make it with that sickness or that financial burden or with that loved one who's sick, whatever it is you're going through. But there are positives in even the negatives in our life, like the fact that we got to wake up another day. The fact that you do have a way to get to work, or that you do have some income coming in, or that you've never went without food or shelter, and that God is taking care of you. There are goods, and as long as we can focus on those good things and be grateful and show gratitude for where we are, even in the midst of these storms that we're in, you'll find that life is much more rewarding than we're giving it credit for. I am always praying for you. If you need any prayer, my email's on your screen. Please don't forget to subscribe by hitting the subscribe button below and clicking the bell icon for future messages.